Happy hump day. Oh, I was looking at Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling was looking back at me, and he was crazy into me. And then I look at my husband, and he's like, you know what? You deserve this. And I'm like, right? So Ryan Gosling and I start coming closer. We start making out. My hair brushes out of my eyes. We look at each other. We lock. Our hearts fill with love. We start making out so freaking hard. And right before Penetration Nation, beep, 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 my damn alarm goes off this morning. I was like, shut up. I almost got to home base with Ryan Gosling, and I pushed snooze so fast. And I was like, come inside me. Come inside me. Come on, get it back. Get it back. And I couldn't get it back. I was like, all right, let me get up and make some frickin' sausages for my children. Damn it. Happy hump day. Let's get into it. Hello, world. Come inside the Dear Juju Podcast. Are you guys privied to the Dead Dad Club online? This shit, I don't know why I find it so funny. Now, not only am I a part of the Dead Dad Club, I'm also a part of the Deadbeat Dad Club. I got the twofer, double laminated, loser, dead dad, deadbeat dad. Okay. Now, extra points if you got both of those club memberships. Okay. I'm not only a member, I'm also the president. So what is the Dead Dad Club? Basically, it's a hashtag and it's a club online, basically via the hashtag, where if your father has passed away, you're part of the Dead Dad Club. And it's a way for women who have excellent senses of humor to, just bond, I think, with women who have also lost their fathers. It's a way to kind of something that's so deeply traumatic and tragic to make it a little light, to make it a little funny, because what else are you going to do, And I just think that being part of the Dead Dad Club and the Deadbeat Dad Club just puts you in a certain perspective and category in life. Now, counter to that, Cody Sanchez, who's the author of the book Main Street Millionaire, that we are into and going to buy a little, I was going to say store, but that's not it. We're going to buy a business on Main Street that does something very boring that gets us some steady income. It's all over the internet if you start looking at it. Now, Cody Sanchez and then Gwyneth Paltrow. I also saw her talking about the first time I went to Paris, and the way she talks, I don't know, it's like a California wasp. I don't know. The first time I went to Paris was with my father, and oh my God, I was And she went into this whole story about how she went to Paris with her father. And when we got back on the plane, he said, do you know why I've brought you here? And she said, why? And he said, I wanted you to see Paris for the first time with a man that loves you the most in the world. Wow. Good for you. You know what I mean? Like all little Gwyneth, is your inner child. You don't seem like you have to do any healing there. Like that is so loved and so beautiful. And then Cody Sanchez, also why I brought her up is because her dad is a boss. And actually my husband was on a Zoom with him last week and was like, her dad is a boss. And her dad told her something. You're not a princess, you're a president. And that kind of like instilling from your father and the opposite sex and like your first love relationship, I'm like, is there a correlation between their empires, their success, and the love that they have from their father? Like what's that about? And that got me thinking, I'm part of the Dead Dad Club and the Deadbeat Dad Club. And I kind of, am in this place now. And it's not to blame anyone, but what kind of level do you start at with love like that? I feel like maybe that there's a big gap in the jump that you have to do where you have to figure out how to love yourself. And when you're fully loved and taken care of, you can just be at a different level. I don't know. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? A, are you a part of the Dead Dad Club? Are you a part of the Deadbeat Dad Club? Or are you a part of both, like me? And do you think that maybe your female women counterparts have a leg up if they are loved by their fathers? I don't know. It's just very interesting. It got me thinking, oh, well, these two girls that are very loved by amazing men spoke life into them. And what trajectory did that put them at? Rather than me throughout my whole 20s having to basically go blindly through my trauma and then healing my trauma at my 30s. I don't know. I'm just saying it's very interesting and it's an interesting point of view. Let me know what you think. I think, girls be having daddy issues. That was the name of our club in high school. It was me and 3 other girls, like the Sex in the City gone wrong. One of the girls, her dad died. One of the dads was kind of a deadbeat, but also they were divorced. And the other one, the dad was dying in hospice. And then mine had left with a note in the mailbox. So yeah, we were all a little bunch of druggies in high school. Not druggies. Well, yeah, we were doing drugs a lot, but we were having our own form of therapy because in the 90s, it's not like anyone was like sending me to therapy. My mom was trying to figure her stuff out on her own as well, climbing up her trauma ladder. Anyways, I think it's very interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below or DM me and let me know your thoughts. Okay, I think it's very interesting to pontificate, and maybe if we can have our fathers and our dads love our little girls a little bit more, maybe that's the leg up that they need for success, and vice versa. The mothers loving their sons a little bit more and speaking life into them won't give them the trauma. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. We heal our kids, we'll heal the world in the next generation. So, my niece is in town. And I said it like that because she can hear me because she's in the next room. My gorgeous niece, my sister's daughter, is here. She's on a full scholarship in basketball. Okay, she's a badass. She is a hard worker. She's got her head on straight. Again, her father loves her. You know what I mean? Like, see, there's a pattern here. And I am showing her around London. She just went and had 2 weeks in Milan as a little schooling, and now she stopped off in London for 5 days, and we're doing the damn thing. We're going to Borough Market. We're going to the Broadwick Soho. I'm taking her to Westminster Abbey, Big Ben. What else have we been doing? I showed her around my town. We rode bikes on the Thames. Like, we've just been having a really good time, and my kids are absolutely loving her here. And I love when people come and visit me because I feel like I also learned something new. That Borough Market is closed on Mondays, but we were starving and we found this little restaurant. The line was out the door and we were like, this looks bomb. It was amazing. So this restaurant was called Oma. O-M-A. It's on the side of Borough Market. It's a little Greek restaurant. It's got vibes to the eons. Everyone's kind of packed in there. It's got a real hustle and bustle about it. The menu looked amazing. We were like, yeah, let's go here. We had a spicy wood-burned feta dip that was stunning with these homemade chips. We had lamb sausage. We had chicken skewers. Their flatbread, you guys, was carb heaven. It had pork sausage, hot honey and pineapple on this flatbread. You guys, it was amazing. And their tiramisu was really great as well. It was absolutely fabulous. I had a gorgeous white wine also from Greece. It was lovely. And it's so fun sometimes if something is closed, right? Redirection is what you're supposed to do. And we found this restaurant, would have never eaten at this restaurant. And it was so good and it was so fun. And sometimes it's nice if plans change, you can kind of just hop, skip, and look around and kind of discover something new about your town or your city that you didn't know. Holy shift. Okay. Holy shift. That is what I'm going through right now. I am feeling, I don't know if any of you are feeling, really feel sometimes like I'm tapped into the energies of this world. I am going through a shift right now where I am focusing on this content and the show, not as just a show, but show business. And I'm really trying to focus on the business mindset of turning this entertainment and this thing that I do and putting it into a business mindset. And I think that's really important because they say, do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Am I right? And if you have a hobby, or if you love what you do and turning it into a business, I think is just a beautiful way to live. And let me tell you, the gap and the ignorance in learning that I have about business specifically is vast. So like I said, we've been doing Main Street Millionaire, and I've also just been thinking, okay, I want to monetize, and then all my content from that needs to spiral down and leading it to monetization. So I'm working on it, and it's really great because I do feel like, because I usually, it is a father kind of figure. Sometimes it's the mother. A lot of times it's the mother nowadays. So back in the day, my days of me growing up, I feel like it was the father that helped you learn about business and money and investing and things like that. And I'm just really proud that now I'm the type of mom that can talk to my kids about business, investing, because I'm going through it myself. I'm in the trenches and it feels really good. I almost feel like I'm in dream business army boot camp, where instead of going to war, I'm going to war for my dream and turning that into a reality. And I'm just in the trenches, and I'm just fighting for it. And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, no excuse, wake up early, do what you have to do. And that's not usually me. Usually I'm a floater and a detacher. I love to perform, I love to create, but that other stuff like spreadsheets and numbers and I'm like, get me out. And I'm like, that's a good thing. And even though that is extremely contrary to my nature, I know it's my blind spot. What is your blind spot? Do you know your blind spot? And I think that's really important, to be successful, to thyself be true. And you have to know thyself, right? I have to know spreadsheets and this and this and this ain't really like what I naturally get up and gets me excited. But when I do that and I have that blind spot and I have a system that I can put that in place afterwards, I always feel a little bit better and a little bit stronger because I'm strengthening the weak part of me. Like, this is the strong part. You want me to tell dick jokes? You want me to talk about, how Ryan Gosling almost stuck it in and then the alarm clock went off? I can do that all day. I will think of anything to talk about and turn it into a joke or a humor or a great story. That's what I do. That is where I'm strong. And where I'm weak is in the business side. But every day I feel like I'm just up in it, with consistency, with content, with monetization, with turning my dream into a business. So I just want to say, maybe take a few minutes and figure out what your blind spot is. Is it creative? Is it this? Is it, time management? Is like me? Is it money management? Is it having a strategy for marketing systems that are placed? Like, whatever that specific thing is, there are people out there on the internet to help you. And now I'm going to tell you the two things that have helped me immensely that I've paid for courses. Number one, Strong Brand Social. Do you know them? Their marketing is so good online. It literally says, fuck social media. I'm like, you got me. Because I think we're all very frustrated with algorithms, trends, this, that, and the other. And you're not honing into a message that is truly yours and truly aligned with your goals. Strong Brand Social, I just took their last course a few weeks ago, and it was all about getting off the algorithm wheel, getting off the platform wheel and what they do, and really getting in your lane, getting in your trench, and just nailing it, right? So that was really good. And it was only maybe $100, but that was a good business expense to kind of expand my brain, crack it open, and think about things a little differently. The second one has to do with my Substack, and that was How We Grow. Her name is Anna, Anakalin, Kaylin, but her brand name is How We Grow. Beautiful branding, I mean, the information, I paid $100 for her full course of like making X amount of money within X amount of months. I think it was $5,000 within 3 months and how to really get your newsletter and Substack really full as a community so that you have a place for your community to come and crowdsource your content and the things that you want to talk about. And so I'm learning all of this, and her first video was 2 hours of information that so many people were like, you're going so fast. Thank God that there's a recording for this. Like, she is giving and spitting out absolute gems and geniuses. And so there's so much online. Those are my blind spots right now, or something that I want to bolster. So I just want to say and encourage you, what are your blind spots? What are your weaknesses? Find someone online who is doing an online course and take it, because you will get better, smarter, and stronger by taking these online courses. You think they're just a money grab? They're not. They're actually people who have good industry experience, who have good information, and you're going to learn something. And I think it's really important to strengthen up that blind spot. Okay. And it might even be spiritually. You might have a spiritual blind spot. It might be working out. You might have a blind spot there. It might be eating healthy. Blind spot might be there. But guess what? There's someone online that you can follow, that you can inspire, and add that into your everyday to go through the trenches and become the best person that you should be. Oh, honey, she is preaching to the choir. Okay, that's enough from my Dear Juju sermon. Now let's get into some domestic goddesses. Cooking. Lamb skewers. Are you making them? No. You guys. Lamb skewers. I know lamb isn't really big in America. It's huge over here in Europe and in UK and especially in Africa. It's huge in Australia. But I feel like Americans don't really get into the lamb as much as they should. They are absolutely gorgeous for the barbecue and for the summer. So what you're going to do is you're going to create like a lamb meatball, but not put as much water into it to really create a lamb kebab. And what it is it's a meatball. And then you kind of form it into a very phallic type shape on your skewer. And then you put it in the fridge to kind of harden. Oh my God, no wonder I love them so much. And then you have these kebabs that are on the stick, and then bam, 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 you put them on a grill on your barbecue. So if your barbecue, not griddle, excuse me. So if your barbecue has grills and lines, you're going to need to get a cast iron pan, put a bunch of oil in it, and put these skewers on the griddle. Because of their meatball style nature, they really need to be on a griddle. And if you don't have a grill, even better, you just cook them on the stove. Now, technically, these are called lamb koftas. Okay, I'm going to give you the recipe. So for the koftas, you need lamb mince or ground lamb. And you can get it organic at Whole Foods. You can get it anywhere that you have a really good butcher. You need about a pound of that. You have an onion, grated, then squeeze out the liquid into a dish rag, then pop the grating into the mincemeat, because a grated onion has so much water, you guys, you're going to be shocked. Squeeze that out. Don't get that in there. Then about a quarter cups of breadcrumb, a couple of cloves of garlic. You need fresh herbs. Really take this to the next level. I like to use dill and mint. Those two just brighten up the lambs so beautifully. So then you're going to need spices. You need cumin, you need coriander, you need paprika, you need maybe a little bit of cayenne if you want to just give it a little bit of heat, and of course salt and pepper. So you're going to kind of mix that up. You can put an egg in there to really combine it and bind it. And what you're going to do is make it into a meatball, kind of put it into that and put the skewer in, like I said. Now, there's a way that you can serve them. You can serve them just on the skewers, really beautiful. Put some fresh herbs on top, squeeze some lemon on top, and serve it on a platter, right, with some salad on the side. Or, and you must have a tzatziki or a yogurt, serve it with some hummus or some red pepper hummus, and really kind of create like a dip, a meat, and a salad spread. Gorgeous for barbecue, gorgeous for summer. If for some reason you can't get the skewers to work, of course you can make them into just classic meatballs. Or put them into little koftas as well without the skewers. It's going to be a little harder to flip and do that. But then what you could do is if they break apart, you could put them in a pita, right? Put them in a pita, do some garlic sauce, put in the lamb kofta, put in some shredded lettuce, some tomatoes, some pickled onion, if you will, more yogurt sauce on top. Bob's your uncle. Also a gorgeous lunch. So make a lot of them because then you can have them for leftover lunch. You can have them for a gorgeous barbecue. And I think it's something that's different that'll really shine this summer. Cocktails. Okay, another London tidbit. If you come here, they have a bookstore, and not just any bookstore, my favorite bookstore ever. Because you know why? They understand lifestyle. We went to Maison Aussoline. Now, Aussoline is the book and printer of all of the Capri, the Mykonos, Palm Springs, like all those big, beautiful books. Google what I'm talking about. That is like Travel from Home series has become iconic, gorgeous, and the coffee table book that everyone has. If you ever want as a hostess or a friend to give someone a good gift, give them the Aussoline Travel from Home series and pick their favorite place. Every city that's worth traveling to, and then you just flip the pages and you feel like you're there. Gorgeous photographs of the best of the best of that city. Now, the Maison Aussoline is like the house of. And we went into that bookstore, you guys, and I gagged. The interior is fabulous. Then there's a bar inside a bookstore. Like, oh my God, my nipples were so hard. It was called Swans. The graphic design was gorgeous. The interior design was gorgeous. And of course, I had a Pisco sour. And my niece, she's of age, she's 19, which you have to be 18 here. She had an espresso martini and was like, I don't really like rum. And I was like, no, girl, this, when it's done right, this is the drink to have. She took one sip of mine and was like, you were right. I should have listened to you. What was I thinking? The Pisco sour had the Pisco sour had lime zest on top of it. It was fabulous. The coupe that it came in felt like an Oscar. I mean, it was stunning. It was a showstopper. Let me tell you what's in a Pisco sour. Now, I would leave this to the mixologist. So next time you see a Pisco sour on the menu and it's a good bar and a good mixologist, let them make you one. I don't know if this is really a home drink unless you want to try. And I say that because there's fresh egg white in there. So you have to really make sure that you know what you're doing. And I think you have to get pasteurized eggs, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Ingredients: 2 ounces of Pisco, 1 ounce of lime juice, half an ounce simple syrup, 1 egg white. Garnish is Angostura bitters or that lime zest on top. You put it into a shaker and you dry shake. Oh God, sounds awful. I would never want to do it dry, if you know what I'm saying. So what that means is you put it in without ice and you really kind of get that egg white going. Then you add ice and shake again until well stirred. So what I think happens is the lime juice and the egg white and the alcohol really mix and kind of cook the egg white, okay? Then you add the ice, shake it, strain, add the foam. Sours, I found it in Peru, and I think it can be hard to find. So you really, if you're gonna make it from home, you really need to find a good Pisco. So Pisco is made by distilling fermented grape juice into a high-proof spirit. As prominent as brandies among the Spanish settlers. So that's very interesting. It's a gorgeous drink. You see it on the menu. If it's a good bar with a good mixologist, order it. DM me. Thanks, Juge. No problem, darling. Next is Decor. Okay, you know what I'm really into that they had at Maison Aussoline that I can't wait to own a home. Finally, one day. I have been a renter my almost whole adult life. And once I own a home, you know what I'm bringing back? Wood paneling. Not in the 1980s bad kind of way. I'm talking real wood paneling carved into beautiful things. It just makes it feel so sexy. There's something about that wood, you know, that hard wood that gets me going. I think it's gorgeous in a bedroom. I think it's gorgeous in a bar type area, any place that feels or wants to get you sexy, wood paneling can be really gorgeous. And I think if it's mixed with also other colors and walls, and it's got to be mixed up a little bit. So if you have it just everywhere in your bedroom and that's it, it's going to feel wrong. It has to be the right type of wood, it has to be the right type of paneling, it has to have the right molding on it, it has to be the right color. Then you have to put vibrant art and mirrors and really dress it up. But I think it's something that would give a lot of sex and a lot of wood. And it was in Maison Ossoline. And I said, look at this wood paneling. This is what I've been saying. I've been saying wood paneling is making a comeback. It's sexy. It's hard. It's a raw element. And I love it. All right. Now with all that, let's get into some Q&A with some TNA. By the way, a lot of people don't know that TNA means tits and ass. Like, how do you not know that? I'm like, I thought that was common knowledge. Q&A, questions and answers with the little tits and ass. Hello, it's brilliant. Okay, Dear Juju, my partner's a dreamboat. He's a great dad and provides for us, but he stinks, literally. His breath stinks, his feet stink, his pit stinks, and he doesn't shower before bed because he's exhausted at the end of the day. How do I gently persuade him that this is a non-negotiable in our relationship? You guys, I must shower before bed. Is it just me? Like, if I don't feel clean, I cannot get into my sheets and sleep. Cannot. Like, even if I took a bath midday, I still need another nighttime rinse because especially during the summer, you get sticky, you stink, you're outside, and you actually sleep better. It's proven fact that if you feel good and you're clean and you get into your sheets, you sleep better. So maybe he is exhausted because he's not sleeping well because he's not clean. Okay, if he wants better sleep, he needs to clean himself. That's a non-negotiable. The only thing I cannot deal with is personal hygiene. You must wash your tush, wash your toes, and wash your teeth. You know what I mean? Tush, toes, teeth must be clean. Otherwise, you're not getting in this bed. Period. And I think I would just make it like, listen, I know you're exhausted, filling up all of our cups and doing for us. You need to do a little something for yourself so that you can have good rest. And it's just a non-negotiable before you get in this bed. Did you do something for you? Go clean yourself, your tush, your toes, and your teeth. Okay? It's going to make you sleep better. It's going to make you feel better. And it's going to make me want to fuck you more. Like, what bad could come of this? And it's literally takes 10 minutes. You know, maybe 15, maybe, but it doesn't have to. And those 15 minutes, I'll do the dishes for after the meal. So you don't have to do it. I'll put the kids away instead of scrolling on your phone, put it down, tush, teeth, toes, then you can do what you need to do. Dear Juju, I have 2 kids and I'm noticing when I'm watching them at the park, other kids are messing with them and getting away with it while their parents scroll on their phone. Oh my God. My daughter got pushed off a piece of play equipment the other day and I nearly lost it. I wanted to smack the kid. What's the line when it comes to protecting your own children from other kids in public who have absentee parents? This is such a thing that absolutely rocks my boat. As parents, I think the biggest thing for us is to provide safety for our children, emotional safety and physical safety. It's not our job to be their friend and them love us and this, that, and the other. We need to provide safety first and foremost. So if you see something like that, where there's a kid, the kid's being a little rowdy, look over to the parents out. You know what you do? First, if you notice that kid's being a little rowdy, I would go straight to my daughter or son or my child and go, hey, you know what? Some people around here are not really keeping their hands to themselves and they're yelling. Let's go play at the swings and I'll push you. Like, it's your job to kind of remove them from that scenario and redirect them because it's all about safety. I mean, if there was a rabid dog, you wouldn't just leave your kid there and be like, oh, the owner's left. Like, it's the same thing. If there's a kid that's doing too much and not being cool, remove them as soon as those red flags get up and actually go and play with them and make sure you're not that absentee parent. Now, if something actually happens with the kid, it's your job to intervene and stop them right away and say, no, hands to yourself. Like, literally call it out, flag on the play, And then say, Georgie, get down, walk over to the parent and say, hey, your kid just pushed my kid, just so you know, and they're yelling or they're doing something and they're being very handsy with my child. And I think it's, you should look into that. Then take the kid and remove them from the situation. So call flag on the play. If you haven't seen any kind of red flags before that, go to the parent, tell them what happened, remove their child, and either leave the park or go to the swings and play with them. But definitely let their parent or provider or babysitter or whoever they're with know you need to focus on that. They're losing their shit over there. And sometimes, my kids are like that. So it happens to the best of us. Try to do it with no emotion and no judgment as much as you can. They might be going through something, might be a babysitter, might be a checked out, whatever. And I'm sure the kid's acting out to get attention. So flag on the play, move. Remove this situation like a cancer that little child is. And don't lose your cool, okay? Just pivot and do what you need to do to protect you and yours. All right, that's it. I just want to say one last thing for a little spiritual food for thought. Old ways cannot open new doors. Oh shit, broke the mic. Old ways cannot open new doors. Period, the end paragraph. You're a star, you know it, act like it, and do something new. I love you. I'm out, and I'll see you next week, you beautiful bitch. Mwah.